Beaches in Martin County, including Bathtub Beach, back open to swimmers. Bathtub Beach, the last to reopen to visitors after the presence of blue-green algae. The algae blooms have left the area in many ways deserted, or largely so, over the holiday weekend. Despite the reopening of beaches, Martin County says it is extending its emergency declaration because of the algae crisis for another week. It's a problem that's been around a lot longer than you realize, too. News Channel 5's John Shainman is live at Central Marine in Stewart, where the algae has been sitting for weeks. John.
Well, that's right, Michael. The sights and the smells have not changed at all since we were here last week. And as the county tries to figure out what to do next, scientists can point to a number of factors that led us here.
It's a very bright green. Each one of these is an individual cell.
Dr. Jim Sullivan with FAU's Harbor Branch Oceanographic is a biologist who specializes in algae growth. He says it's important to remember that the cyanobacteria, this type of algae, is naturally in most bodies of fresh water.
This particular algae can only grow in warmer temperatures, so it likes anything above 75 degrees.
Sullivan says it's reaching these levels because it's receiving a lot of nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus. Billions of gallons of nutrient-laden fresh water is coming in from Lake Okeechobee. But Sullivan says this isn't the only thing causing the algae blooms.
It could come from septic runoff, it could come from agricultural fertilizer runoff, it could come from just straight runoff from rivers in different cities.
Sullivan has been studying this type of problem for years, most recently in Lake Erie, where he says algae blooms happen every year.
In that case, they're pretty certain that what was driving that bloom was phosphate runoff from agriculture. Every year, the spring rains would come and dump into the lake, and that's what fertilized the bloom.
But while we don't have one single answer for what's causing our problem, how long will we see this continue?
It's a plant. It's a simple plant. As long as it has nutrients, sunlight, and the warmth to grow, it will continue growing in Lake O, and if they have to release the water, it's still going to come down here.
Now, Harbor Branch researchers trying to raise some funds to get a lot of their high-tech equipment out into Lake Okeechobee to do more in-depth studies. They've got some specialized equipment to study how much and what types of nutrients enter those waters. Now, again, this afternoon, the county held an emergency meeting. I spoke with a couple of county commissioners and asked them if they feel they're getting the help from Tallahassee and Washington that they need. We'll have that part of the story coming up all new at 6. We're live in Stewart. John Shainman, WPTV News Channel 5.
Well,